In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Saturday, August 24th. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our August 24th MLB bet slate we got going on for Saturday, all right? But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChesD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.15 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. So if you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. Now, for that Patreon, that link down below, all right, in that description section, you get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that community group chat that's going off 24/7 as we gear up for the NFL football season. All right. Now, right now, you want to take advantage of the MLB futures because this is the end stretch of the MLB. You want to make sure you get the good value on the future of the MLB bets that we got going on in that Patreon. And then we're going to be rolling right over to the NFL season September 5th, rocking and rolling. All right. So, and then soon after that, the futures for the NFL will be out as well. So if you want to sign up for that Patreon, link provided down below. Also, that bet stamp link, that is only for Monday through Friday for more free bets. So stay tuned for Monday to click on that link as well. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First up in Petco Park here, we have the San Diego Padres 72-57. Going against the New York Mets 67-61. Looking at the current odds for this one, Padres minus 155 on the money line with the comeback of the Mets at a plus 130. Total run set at 7.5. So a low total here in this one. Pitching matchup, David Peterson, a lefty, 7-1 with a 3.00 ERA. Going up against Michael King here, 11-6 with a 3.18 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. All right, so Michael King has been absolutely phenomenal this year, as you can see in his ERA and WHIP, very low, very impressive numbers here. He has a 3.71 ERA at home. The slight blemish for him is against lefties. He's given up a 10% walk rate, not a very high batting average at 254, and the WHIP is at 1.48. All right, so nothing too concerning versus lefties here. For David Peterson on the other side, I don't know if you've seen me in previous videos about him, but he is a very, very lucky pitcher. Every time he tends to pitch, the Mets score a lot of runs, and he tends to get out of these issues where he creates himself because he gives up a very high walk rate to righties. All right, he's going to see plenty of righties here in this Padres lineup as well. All right, so versus lefties, he's given up a 1.13 home run per 9, a 281 batting average, and a 1.25 WHIP. All right, versus righties, it's 11% walk rate, a 1.34 WHIP. All right, so I think the issue here, I think the luck runs out a little bit for David Peterson. I think the Padres get to him in this spot versus him. And I do like the Padres on the money line and the under on the 7.5. All right. Those walks to righties are going to add up, and it's going to come and become costly in this game here versus a dangerous Padres team here. So that's why I'm going to be rolling with the Padres on the money line, minus 155, and give me the under on the 7.5. In Progressive Fields here, we have the Cleveland Guardians 73-54 going up against the Texas Rangers 59-69. Looking at the current odds for this one is split down the middle, minus 110 Cleveland, minus 110 Rangers. Pitching matchup, John Gray going against Ben Lively. John Gray is 5-4 with a 3.75 ERA and a 1.26 whip. Ben Lively is 10-8 with a 3.68 ERA and a 1.21 whip. All right, for this pitching matchup here, Ben Lively has been very good at home, a 3.42 ERA at home, giving up a low whip and average to both lefties and righties. His only issue is going to be the home run ball. As you can see, so far this year, 21 home runs he has given up versus lefties, a 1.93 home run per 9, and versus righties, a 1.32 home run per 9. All right, so that's just a small blemish there going up against this Rangers offense here. On the other side, John Gray, he's been a little bit bad on the road, a 4.19 ERA on the road. And his lefty issues are a little more concerning, all right? There's two factors here. Versus lefties, John Gray, a 1.56 home run per 9, an 11% walk rate, and a batting average at 296 to go along with a whip at 1.73. The reason why this is such a bad matchup is because the Guardians are going to start 8 lefties. So his main concern here, they're going to keep attacking it, batter after batter after batter after batter here. And I'm going to be relying on Ben Lively, who's been super consistent at home for the Guardians. It's been his go-to spot here, looking at that ERA as well. Give me the Guardians on the money line here. If we're going towards an over-under, I'm going to lean towards the over 7.5 there. I think Cleveland Guardians open it up on the Rangers here. And then you also do have Ben Lively that can give up a home run here or there to help towards that total of the over. In the target field here, we have the Minnesota Twins, 71-56, going to be against the St. Louis Cardinals, 63-64. Looking at the current odds here, we have the Minnesota Twins as home favorites, -145, with the comeback of the St. Louis Cardinals at a +120. Total set at 7.5. Pitching matchup for this one here, Sonny Gray, 11-8 with a 3.91 ERA and a 1.11 whip. Going against Pablo Lopez, 11-8 with a 4.47 ERA and a 1.16 whip. All right, this pitching matchup here, Pablo Lopez, like I said at the beginning of the season, many a times here he was struggling. First half of the season, he has pitched much better as of late. And that's just mainly a point to his high strikeout rates to lefties and righties. All right, still coming over from the NL to the AL. Some of his issues is in the power department. All right, lefties, a 1.13 home run per 9. He's given up a 283 batting average and a 1.25 whip. Versus righties, a 1.29 home run per 9, a 273 batting average, and a 1.25 whip. Looking at the BVP, he has dominated the Cardinals in previous matchups. 16 strikeouts and 58 at-bats, giving up a 190 batting average. So some strong numbers there. Sonny Gray, he tends to struggle on the road with a 5.43 ERA, so that could rear its ugly head in this spot here. Versus righties is going to be his main concern in the power department, a 2.98 home run per 9 versus righties. And against lefties, he's given up a 1.26 home run per 9, a 281 batting average, and a whip at 1.47. All right, the other positive for Sonny Gray is the BVP, 19 strikeouts and 54 at-bats, so that high K rate. Both of these guys strike out guys at a very, very high clip, so I like the under on this one. So I see where they set the total at. You would think it would be higher, but that is justified in that number at a 7.5, so give me the under on the 7.5. And for the winner here, I'm going to be relying on Pablo Lopez here. I do think that in some spots that Sonny Gray issue on the road can rear its ugly head. So Pablo Lopez and the Minnesota Twins on the money line and the under on the total of 7.5. In Kauffman Stadium here, we have the Kansas City Royals 71-56 going against the Philadelphia Phillies 74-53. Looking at the current odds for this matchup between the Phillies and the Royals, -120, road favorite Philadelphia Phillies, with the comeback of the Kansas City Royals here at even money. Total set at 9.5. All right, juice is on the side of that under of the 9.5. Pitching matchup here, Ranger Suarez, 10-5 with a 2.87 ERA, 1.06 whip. Going to be against Brady Singer, 9-8 with a 3.18 ERA and a 1.21 whip. All right, now Ranger Suarez hasn't pitched since It's been almost a month. All right, he was on a 15-day DL. This is gonna be his first start back before he was even going for that 15-day DL stint, IL stint. He was struggling mightily in those previous 5 games here, and now this is his first start back going up against the Kansas City Royals. It's going to be a very, very tough test, all right? If we're looking at his numbers, his issues were against lefties, all right? So there's going to be certain situations where it's going to be lefty versus lefty here. He's getting up a 2.25 home run per 9, a 273 batting average, and a 1.38 whip. All right, he should see around 5 lefties here. For the Kansas City Royals and Brady Singer, he has been automatic, okay? Very, very solid this year, and he's been phenomenal at home with a 2.50 ERA at home. Very low whip and average to both lefties and righties, and he does not give up much power. So it would have to be a very strong off day for Brady Singer here. And this is a team here in the Philadelphia Phillies that can definitely do damage, all right? Right now, they're struggling. All right, so for this particular game here, we got a high total. That says a lot. When you look at both of these guys, ERA, 3.18 in Brady Singer and 2.87 ERA with Ranger Suarez, and that total set at 9, something's a little fishy here. So someone's going to mess up something. I believe so. I don't think they would set this at this price on purpose here. So I'm going to be going with the over on the 9.5. All right. I smell something fishy here, mainly on the side of Ranger Suarez, because this is his first start back. And if you looked and paid attention of all his struggles before he went away for the IL, he was trending towards a very higher ERA and whip. Okay, so we're going to be going with the Kansas City Royals here on the money line as underdogs with even money. I'm going to rely upon Brady Singer, who's been healthy and strong. And I think that the Kansas City Royal bats will get to Ranger Suarez in his first start back. So Kansas City Royals on the money line and the over on the 9.5 total. In T-Mobile Park here, we have the Seattle Mariners 64-64 going up against the San Francisco Giants 65-64. Looking at the current game odds, we have a dead even matchup here between the Giants and the Mariners. -110 San Francisco, -110 Seattle here. Total set at 6.5. Okay. So very, very low total here between these two stud pitchers. Blake Snell, 2-3 with a 3.67 ERA, 1.08 whip versus George Kirby, 9-9 with a 3.40 ERA and a 1.08 whip. All right, George Kirby has been outstanding at home, 2.74 ERA here. Low whip, low average. Not many blemishes here when you're talking about George Kirby at home. All right, same you could say for Blake Snell. He has been otherworldly as of late. If we're looking at his last 5 in this game log, he is putting on a very impressive performance. Despite the fact he struggled, obviously coming back from injury, he's been red hot. Against Oakland, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts. Against Atlanta, 6 1/3, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts. Washington, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. And then Cincinnati, a complete game, 11 K performance. He has been very impressive this year. Let's add on to the fact that the Mariners are one of the bottom 5 teams in the league versus the lefties. I think the benefit is going to be on the side of the San Francisco Giants in this game here. I think they have the better matchup in Blake Snell. I think they have the better pitcher. And I think the bats of San Francisco, I'm going to trust more to eventually get towards the Mariners than the Mariners to get towards the Giants. So give me the Giants on the money line. And for the over-under, I'm gonna coincide with this total here, and I'm gonna go under 6.5. In Fenway Park here, we have the Boston Red Sox going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Red Sox 67-60, Diamondbacks 73-56. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Boston Red Sox slight home favorites, -115, with the comeback of the Diamondbacks at a -105. Total set at 9.5. All right, for the pitching matchup, Zach Gallen, 9-6 with a 3.85 ERA, a 1.32 whip. Going against Cutter Crawford here, 8-10 with a 4.25 ERA and a 1.09 whip. All right, for this particular pitching matchup here, Zach Gallen on the road has been okay this season. 4.69 ERA on the road. He dominates righties. The question mark for him is going to be lefty power. Giving up a 1.50 home run per 9. He's going to see around 5 to 6 lefties here. So to get towards Zach Gallen, it's going to be with that home run ball for the Red Sox here. Cutter Crawford, most of his numbers right now is coming from what he did at the beginning of the season, because he has struggled mightily. All right, right now, just looking at his numbers as a whole, a 4.22 ERA at home and a low whipping average to both lefties and righties. Versus lefties and righties, he's giving up a lot of home run power, okay? So low whipping average, but the power department is a big question mark. Lefties, a 1.30 home run per 9, and versus righties, a 1.26 home run per 9. The issue with Cutter Crawford in the last 5 games, I don't know what happened after the All-Star break. He turned over a switch and has been pretty much a gas can, if I definitely would like to say so. What we've seen from Cutter Crawford here in the last 5 games, 23 earned runs in the last 5 games, 9 home runs, and it's just, he's given up 5 earned runs, 5 earned runs, 6 earned runs. This is back to back to back to back. I don't know if they figured out Cutter Crawford, but these are major cause of concerns coming out of that All-Star break, where he's just been getting absolutely tattooed. All right. And it just has to be, I'm just going to have to stay strongly on the side of the Diamondbacks for this one. I think they got the wrong team favorite here. I like the Diamondbacks and Zach Gallen better. They're ace on the mound. So give me the Diamondbacks in this one here. I'll take them as slight underdogs at minus 105. And for the total, I'm going to go with the over 9.5 on the total. I can see Zach Gallen giving up some home runs here. But Cutter Crawford is the major concern for this team here. And it just has not looked good. Let me say it one more time. 23 earned runs in the last 5 games is absolutely insane. So we're going to be Diamondbacks on the money line, over on the total 9.5. In Oriole Park here, we have the Baltimore Orioles 75-55 going against the Houston Astros 69-59. Looking at the current game odds here, we have the Houston Astros as road favorites minus 130, with the comeback of the Orioles here at a plus 110. Total set at 8.5. All right, for the pitching matchup here, Framber Valdez, lefty here, 13-5 with a 3.20 ERA. Going up against Albert Suarez, 6-4 with a 3.18 ERA and a 1.29 WHIP. All right, so for the Baltimore Orioles here, and Albert Suarez, he does pitch well at home with a 2.36 ERA at home. Not just well, he pitches phenomenal at home, just to be 100% here. He has been dominant versus righties at home as well, so that's going to be a positive here, because that Astros lineup is only going to have 2 or 3 lefties in here, but they're very strong lefties. The question mark with Suarez is lefties, like I said before, a 273 batting average and a 1.43 WHIP. All right. And then the last time he faced the Houston Astros, who was a very formidable offense here, he gave up 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 1 home run, and 3 strikeouts. So they really got to him in that previous matchup this season. On the other side, for the Astros and Framber Valdez, a 3.46 ERA on the road. And looking at his numbers, he pitched stellar against the Orioles earlier in the season. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 1 home run, and 7 Ks in that one. But when you're looking at the BVP, a little bit of a cause of concern. He's given up a 326 batting average, 4 home runs, and 15 RBIs and only 86 at-bats versus the current lineup here for the Baltimore Orioles. So I see question marks on both sides here. I think the Astros can get to Suarez, and I think the Orioles can get to Framber Valdez. So I like the over on the 8.5 between these two offensive powerhouses. So love the over 8.5. And I'm going to be leaning towards the side of the Houston Astros to get this win and squeak by here. and which is going to be a very high scoring environment. All right, so give me the Astros on the money line and the over on the 8.5. All right, so those are going to be our selections for the Saturday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We could definitely debate about some props and plays for that Saturday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. If you want to sign up for that Patreon, remember, you get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that community group chat that's going on 24/7. And Monday through Friday, we have that bet stamp link down in the description section. You click on that for more free plays during the week. All right, this is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon. Peace out.